I begin today by acknowledging the people of the Yugambeh and Kombumerri language regions of the Gold Coast, the traditional owners of the land on which we gather, and pay my respects to elders past and present, and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people watching my digital story who now live in the local area and have made an important contribution to the community. I am at my parents' home on the Gold Coast. These authentic Indigenous keepsakes serve as a beautiful memory of the time we spent living in Nhulunbuy, a remote Indigenous community in northeast Arnhem Land, home to the Yolngu people, where you would walk outside through the township and see and feel First Nations expressions of culture, viewpoints, and country wherever you went. Here, when I walk outside, I see nothing. While deep down I do know I am on Indigenous land, it's easy to forget when all I see are skyscrapers, building sites, and sprawling multi-million dollar houses on man-made canals. And then there's the concrete shielding my feet from the earth below, and the traffic lights and sounds of car horns beeping and designer dogs barking. Where is the nod to Indigenous history and culture? Where is the valuing of the Yugambeh and Kombumerri people that were here thousands of years before the British claimed their land and New Zealanders like myself made Australia their home? Colonisation wreaked havoc on our First Nations people's lifestyles and sense of identity and belonging. Violent conflict and the introduction of diseases like smallpox annihilated many Indigenous communities, while their land was stolen for the expansion of British settlements, resulting in widespread dispossession. Their beliefs about the world were devalued, demeaned, and disregarded, rendering them basically invisible. And I think it would be nice if I could just step outside and be reminded of the traditional custodians of this land that were here long before I. A simple Google search tells me where I can experience Indigenous history and culture on the Gold Coast. But while I can experience it, I have to go searching for it, and it doesn't feel as authentic as it does up north. It's here, but it's not as visible. You could even pass a protected site and not realise its significance, like the Bora Memorial Rock at Miami, which honours the Indigenous men and women of the region who served in Australian war conflicts from 1914 to 1991. Learning of the existence of this site makes me think I'm not being as observant of my local environment as I could be. While I don't think the visibility and valuing of First Nations peoples is as obvious on the Gold Coast as it is in the NT, maybe I just need to pay closer attention. In Nhulunbuy, the Yolngu people still suffered the devastating effects of colonisation. A bauxite mine was built on their land without permission, resulting in loss of livelihood by denying the Yolngu access to traditional lands and resources. It's no consolation, I know, but when I compare Nhulunbuy to the Gold Coast, I think, at least in Nhulunbuy, Aboriginal culture is still very much a part of the local environment. Not like here, but at least when I visit my parents' home, I can look around in nearly every room and feel a sense of connection to the people whose land I am borrowing.